The Calgary Stampeders and Toronto Argonauts will play the second half of their home and home at BMO Field on Friday night in what is essentially a pick'em. Cameron Dukes ran all over Calgary's defense last week to build a 16-point lead at halftime when the Stampeders were booed off the field at home. Calgary caught fire in the second half to complete the comeback, however, even covering the 3-point spread, much to my hatred. JC, can the Argonauts avoid another collapse in what could be their final game before Chad Kelly returns from suspension?
This game is rightfully a pick'em. It should have been a pick'em last week, and the result showed it, right? They are two tight football teams right now. Very little separating them. And frankly, I think it's just tough enough to win back-to-back games against the same opponent in the CFL that I'm going to go back to my pick from last week and side with the Argos. They'll be at home this time around. I think Ryan Dinwiddie is an excellent schemer. He'll have seen what Calgary did to defend him, particularly in that fourth quarter in the second half, and shut down Cameron Dukes. And he'll have the corrections to be made to get back to the running game and get back to basics in order to topple the Stamps. He was critical of himself in the post-game press conference. He put it all on him for not making the right calls. That will be different this week, and the Argos will win their last game, potentially, without Chad Kelly.
I am with you here, JC, on the Argonauts straight up and against what I think is like a 1-point spread, but that's going to change, of course, over the coming days. To me, the Argonauts should have won this first matchup. I know that offensive line coming into the season was vaunted. I was shocked to see them give up not only 6 sacks, but to do so against the team that coming into that game had arguably the worst pass rush in the CFL. I don't think that unit led by Juwan Simpson and Brett Monson is going to be able to surprise the Argonauts again. I think we're going to see the proper adjustments made, and I also think that the Argos are, as Ryan Dinwiddie said, going to run the ball more. Kadeem Carey looked good against his old team. I have no idea why the Argonauts did not rely on him. He should have had 25 to 30 touches in that game, and yet they continually put the ball into Cameron Dukes' hands. Not that Cameron Dukes was poor in this game. I think he ran the ball very well, but I think in the grand scheme of things, you need to trust Kadeem Carey behind this offensive line that was run blocking very well, but was struggling against the pass in their pass protection schemes. Particularly, I thought Gregor McKellar at guard, former first-round pick, struggled. Mike Rose flashed. This Toronto team, if they could stay dialed in, should be good to go. And I also like the line here. I know traditionally the home side gets a 3-point advantage against the spread, but let's be honest, Calgary and Toronto are not the biggest home field advantages in the CFL. This isn't Regina. It's not Winnipeg. It's not even Hamilton or Montreal with those annoying air horns. This is Calgary. This is Toronto. They're not neutral site games. Home field is still worth something, but it's not as much as it would be worth elsewhere. I'm going to take the Argos to win. They should have done it last week. I think they'll get it done this week.